It's John and Rachel, YaJagOff Late Night, and as you can tell by watching this, we are no longer at 5000 McKnight Road because we are on our Zachary's Mission Porch Tour presented by People's Gas.
And it's not night. It's a
Right,
gorgeous day.
that's right.
We're super stoked because we've been doing Zachary's Mission's little initiative for 7 years. And what I love is each year is something new. Do you want to go right into that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we need to.
Yeah.
So
we always talk about what's on the blog, but we're throwing all that away.
We're not.
We are
Because
throwing
guess
that
what?
away.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's more important to talk about Zachary's Mission. If you don't know what Zachary's Mission is, please make sure you go check it out because it is basically for people who are experiencing extended stays in hospitals. And, you know, they want the comforts of home. And it's a little bit more homey, like John says. Gift cards and specific shampoo and always, per Rob Vince, a journaling tool, you know, things like that. So each of these homes have opened themselves to us and their families and their friends, and they bring items. And there are quite a few items this year at Kelly Porch #1. But listen, we're in Port Vue, and we're going to learn about Port Vue. But talk about the raffle.
The raffle. Well, so
Crazy.
the cool thing is that over the years we've found that people have very creative ways to raise money, you know, or raise items.
Right,
you know,
right.
yes, you can come to the party today. You get a coffee if you brought an item or you give money. And Kelly and her husband Rob have created a raffle. This is the first time we've been on a porch where there was a raffle, and Kelly's going to tell us about that.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
So I do have to give a shout out because I actually got my own delivery of Thomas and Fisk from our friend Tom.
Right.
From our friend Tom.
You clapped your hands twice.
From our friend Tim.
And somebody
I did.
showed up with it. He
I
said,
did.
You don't even have to say, someone get me my coffee.
This is really
The
good. I
two
actually
claps
have some at
means
home
it.
also.
So we are on Porch Tour stop #1 for Zachary's Mission, and Kelly and your husband Rob have opened up your porch, which is it's a deck. It's a beautiful deck. And for those listening on the radio, by the way, make sure you subscribe or whatever you're doing. But for those listening on the radio, it's a very sunny day. There's a beautiful clear pool behind us. I'm wearing my Pittsburgh Brewing poolside T-shirt. And there's a bunch of people down there drinking coffee, eating Ernie Ricci's hot sausage, all that stuff. Kelly, you've rolled out the red carpet on your deck here.
I am so excited to have you guys here. I can't stand it.
You were so cute. You sent us such great pictures of your house in Port Vue. Have you always lived in Port Vue?
No, I actually grew up in Glassport. My husband and I both grew up in Glassport, which
Okay.
is it butts right up against Port Vue. We've been in this house since 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
what should we know about Port Vue for people
Well,
coming here?
I
Wait,
made
give
some
us
notes.
a test.
Okay. Yeah.
Give us a
Oh,
test, see if
shoot.
we know it. Like, make
We're
it
not
Port
gonna
Vue
know.
trivia.
Okay.
We don't
Oh,
know
no,
any of it,
no.
but
All right,
I think
go.
it'll be fun.
Well, where did the name Port Vue come from? And how do you spell view?
VUE.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
that.
I
Yeah.
got that. I
Okay.
paid attention to that. But
All right. How do
there used to be an airport that had a good view, so they
the
called
West
it Port
Mifflin
Vue.
Airport.
Nope. In
That's a good
1891,
made-up story.
approximately 500 residents of Lincoln Township decided to create a new borough. They met in a schoolhouse, and they wanted to name it Grand View because of the beautiful view of McKees Port,
Oh, okay.
I was close.
and that turned into Port View, view of the port.
View of the
McKees
port.
Port.
McKees- So it's
Look at
river
you, Cal.
related versus
Yeah.
airport related. All right.
Yes,
Give us
yes.
another one.
Oh gosh, how
Make
many?
us look stupid.
Approximately.
This is make John and Rachel look stupid time.
Yes, I love this. How many people live in Port View approximately?
Oh my gosh.
feel like it's
How many
small.
square miles is it? Let's
Oh,
see
like
here.
square
Square
miles
miles
help
is
me.
1.14.
Oh, okay. So McKees Rocks is
1.1.
1.14 square miles.
All right. So I'm gonna say 2,225.
I'm going 1,864.
3,800.
Oh, I was-
Approximately
Wow.
3,800.
So I got the closest.
Closest
Bob Barker.
without
without
going over.
so I get the prize.
you Bob Barkered for
Yes.
sure.
I
Okay.
get I win Port View. It's my town. It's John View.
Do you want one
John's
more?
now the mayor. Yes.
yes.
One more.
Give us.
All right. So let me see here. How many traffic lights and grocery stores do we have in Port View?
So that's two separate questions.
Right. You take traffic lights. I'll take grocery stores.
Yep.
Which one?
Let's
do you want?
play how many traffic lights did John go through in getting us here for me to hold on to the arm thing.
None of them required you to
Cooler.
hold on to the
I
arm
did.
thing.
It's not an
None
arm
of
thing.
them.
It's just the Rachel hold on because John's turning.
You know that's really called though, right?
What?
Can I say one bad word?
Do it.
Yeah.
It's the oh shit handle.
Oh, okay.
That's a Yinzer
Monica,
thing.
one bleeper.
Oh,
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
a Yinzer thing.
It is a Yinzer thing. All right. I'm going to go traffic lights 36. I don't know.
I'm gonna go grocery stores. 3.
0 and 0.
That's what I meant. I
We
meant
are
0,
so
36.
small.
So we now know that Rachel's lying about how many red lights John
Yeah.
drove through to get here.
What was
'Cause
the
there's
outskirts?
Yeah, we're so small we don't even have a traffic light or
Wow.
a grocery store. We have a Dollar General.
That was
We have a
such
dog
good
park,
question.
which I
Okay.
helped build. I
Okay.
raised funds to build a
Wow.
dog park, Cindy's Memorial Bark Park. Lots of fun. One of my friends had passed away from cancer in her mid to late 40s, and we built a dog park in her memory. So we do have a dog park and a Dollar General.
So you do a lot of good things. Let's
Who
just
doesn't
get
have a
into
Dollar
that
General?
right
Yes.
now, because you work. We know you through the Community Liver Alliance, which is obviously near and dear to the Renebecks and Hunt's heart, right?
Yes.
So talk about that work that you do.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. That's
Amazing.
really how I got close with you guys and how I got to know Rachel's whole story with her mom. The Liver Alliance is one of the most mission-driven nonprofits I've ever worked with. I started off as a volunteer, and now I run the Delivery and Hope campaign, which is the sunflower campaign, which
Love
you
it.
guys helped us with last year. Fantastic. The whole Facebook Live and Instagram Live that you did at Market Square. So we're going to have a couple events coming up to get some people involved, to get some people to, become ambassadors and help us grow the program. We want it to just be huge. We want everybody, when they see a sunflower, we want them to think Community Liver Alliance.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we just launched, obviously, the breakfast that we had was fantastic.
Yep.
And from that, we're basically asking corporations, how do you get involved? Businesses, how do you get involved? But you can be an ambassador easily, right?
Oh yeah, and just an individual can come and say, hey, you know what? I want to help volunteer and work at volunteer at a spot where you're selling sunflowers or having a pickup spot.
And that's how simple it is. I just want to point out, you literally buy sunflowers. Yeah.
And then you can sell them to people in your office or your neighbors, or you can buy some for your whoever.
And Kel, I'm not stopping there because I keep saying this to you guys. You could do just like friendly grams and just tell somebody like, Michaela, you're special to me, and I want to send this bunch of sunflowers to you for $20.
$20, a bunch of 5.
So guess
beautiful,
what? That's what's coming your way, Michaela.
And if you're a boss, a boss
who loves sunflowers,
and you want to purchase them for your group, you just go get a whole bunch and bring them all and tell
I
everybody
thought I was
have
getting
a nice
some.
day.
Okay.
Tell everybody have a nice
And
day.
Schwerian Farms grows our
that's
sunflowers
right.
for us out in like Monongahela area.
Okay.
If you've never been there, it is worth the drive. It's gorgeous, and he plants specific sunflowers just for us.
Sounds like a where you at.
it does sound like
let's do it.
a great one. That's
Let's do
another
it.
thing we'll add.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're giving kudos to lots of people, but let's give kudos to the people who showed up at the party here and who gave things, right? Let's do that. Now, everybody knows we do not reveal the Zachary's Mission the collection, because other Porsches can cheat. Right? Because they say, let's get one more of this, one more of that. So we're not revealing what you do until the end.
Yeah.
But who all gave so far?
So far, we have, everybody who's here brought some sort of a donation.
Okay.
So it's my family, it's my friends, it's some of my clients. Everybody brought something.
And when you say donations, we don't know the exact count,
Right.
but we saw gift cards, we saw monetary donations,
Yes.
and we saw items.
Yeah.
So I love that people do that, because you got a Zachary's Mission wish list and you gave it to all your friends.
Yes. Yeah. I sent it
love
out with
it.
the invitation, and I said, bring what you can. And people brought what they could. There's a lot of good
love
stuff
it.
down there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Who
that's
else?
okay. All good. Well, my friend Tim Sullivan donated some cash to us to buy the refreshments for today.
Nice.
So that's just an individual donation that we wanted to make sure that we were all hydrated and had lots of goodies.
Yes.
Michael Wenzel, we talked about the raffle.
Yes.
Michael Wenzel from Trademark Threads out in New Kensington created a basket of all Carhartt items.
So stop there, because we've never seen this. As you opened, you said everybody has a different take each year. First of all, we've never been on a 2-tier deck where this is like complete poolside with a bar. I love it. I love the ambiance. But secondly, you are doing a raffle for people who come that it's $5 or $20 a ticket, and they could win this Carhartt package, and all the proceeds go. That's such a smart way to do it.
And if they're listening to this podcast, they really or watching it, they still have time to get a hold of you to get one of the raffle tickets, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because we have some time. All
Yep.
right. What else you got? Is that your list?
And that Carhartt basket from Michael is also a nice size box of baklava from Sweet Tilly's, which is also
Baklava.
a
I
New
love
Kensington
baklava.
business.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Okay.
can't have it because it goes with the raffle.
I'm winning the raffle. I'm gonna go.
So
There you
stock
go.
it.
Sit out. I love
So
it.
go.
is that all you have? 'Cause now
And
we
then
have a
Thomas
list for
and
you.
Fisk.
Oh yeah, Thomas
Yes.
and
So
Fisk.
they are
right.
here.
That's
They're
Tim.
here serving coffee right here. They're
Yep.
not roasting it, and Thomas or Fisk, neither one of them are here.
No.
Neither of those
No.
damn
Neither.
people,
Right,
but
right.
Tim is.
Yes.
Tim
And
is.
Tim
Yeah.
is
Right.
serving up iced coffee and a secret one. Michaela, how was the specialty drink? It's
Michaela
smooth.
said
Okay.
it's smooth. Okay.
I love it. And he's giving away coffee to anyone who brought a gift. So
Nice.
I
Yes.
love how creative you are.
And
So-
he's donating money back if anybody buys the bag of his roasted beans, too. He's going
Okay.
to donate $1 or $2 back per bag.
Nice.
love
So
that.
now let's tell you what you get for being a great
Kelly,
host.
do you
Dun,
know
dun,
what
dun!
you receive?
How much time do we have? We have 2
2
minutes and
minutes.
30 seconds to do
All
it.
right,
All
let's
right,
go.
First, you get a $100 gift certificate from ScreenMobile, who has a truck that comes right on site and rescreens your house or puts a porch on if you want to screen on your deck here, that kind of thing. They'll come and do it right here. You don't have to take it to the local hardware store. Ernie Ricci's Italian sausage, and he gave some Mancini's bread. Mancini's then gave pepperoni rolls sliced and on a platter with their sauce.
Oh my God, they look they smell delicious. Yes. The Yinz Lidz girls gave you a package. Now, we only showed some of them, but it's a full Yinz Lidz package. And inside is like a koozie. And I saw, what was that? One of their keychains?
Yep.
At least. And they do all of our hats. I don't know if you've ever seen all of them. They're fantastic. Pittsburgh Brewing gave a tasting tour for you and 3 friends. So you can see that. Yeah. And it's literally, you get to go through the brewery and taste the different poolside. Notice John is sporting. And then Jenny Lee Swirl bread. Did you see that gorgeous bag?
I did. My mother wanted to attack it. My mother loves anything raisin, cinnamon. I said, Mom, you can take a loaf home.
There you go.
She's selling the raffle tickets. She's selling the raffle tickets. That's her prize.
She deserves that.
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh Worsh Company is literally one of my favorite places. Do you know inside that box is a bar of soap that is a pierogi? Kid you not.
I mean, it looks like a pierogi.
Yeah.
Thank God
it doesn't have butter and onions.
You're not going to slather yourself with butter and onions. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Do
Johnny.
it.
You could take.
Yeah. All right,
how
and as
adorable
we're
is
opening
that?
that up, we're going to go down to Mixed Candle Company.
My absolute favorite.
One of
Michaela
Rachel's
says
favorites.
that they last how many hours about? That size?
McCain
20 hours.
Yeah.
You have to
120.
smell. It's right there.
120.
Oh, what?
Yeah, what? See, the prize just got better as we were
It's
sitting
probably
here.
soy.
Do you remember that you asked me to take that? You said, Rachel, I think you need a candle. I don't
And
remember.
the cool thing is Jenny Lee's is part of this, and now Jenny Lee has a candle through Mixed Candles that smells like cinnamon. The last thing is, and not the least, because Mary Mac Bakehouse has been a part of this since the first Porch tour. Mary Mac Bakehouse is giving you some of their pancake and muffin mixes, all Yinzerized.
Don't forget, Cousin Lisa did the SinBinKreations. She has outdone herself at this point. Did you see this cutting board?
Cousin Lisa makes things out of hockey sticks from the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Stop it.
And
Whose cousin
they're
is she?
certified. Now this
Mine.
one?
Of course.
What's that?
Whose cousin is she? I
All
said
right.
mine, of course.
Yeah, she's everybody's cousin, to be
She's
honest
just
with
Cousin
you.
Lisa. Yeah.
All right. So, well,
Kelly,
first of all,
thank
thank
you.
you, Kelly. We appreciate you hanging out with us and showing off your porch. And we're going to come back. We have our first guest, Shane, is here. He's going to paint your house.
I think we're actually going to talk to a Zachary's Mission recipient
Oh, you're gonna do that
first.
first.
Yes.
All right. Okay. It's John and Rachel at YaJagOff Late Night.
Welcome to Fernandez. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap in?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
You will never regret your time on the ambulance because it will come with you and become a part of you. It helps you grow as a person and gives you life experience that you would never have had access to otherwise. You know, what other job do you go to school for 9 months and you get to go out and intubate people in the field, right? I'm putting tubes down people's throats to help them breathe. I'm starting IVs. I'm giving, ketamine, fentanyl.
This is a very rewarding job. I love coming to work every day. It's always something different. I don't really call this work.
Probably amazing. Just because you can change the life of someone in moments, you can bring someone back to life.
We're living in this crisis of everyone not being able to afford secondary education or finding employment after that. This is something you can do very quickly. Having an EMT is very short. You can do it in 3 months. It's a very small financial commitment.
John and Rachel, YaJagOff Late Night, and again on the Zachary's Mission Porch Tour presented by People's Gas. And we could talk all day about Zachary's Mission, but we could have somebody who was presented with a Zack pack at some point in their life by Zachary.
That's my favorite part of these tours because we actually have people. We've been on tours where we didn't have someone who was directly affiliated, but said, "Oh my gosh, I received one," or "My neighbor," or "My." That's how great it is to hear that these Zack packs are becoming more and more known. So we're so happy to host you guys, Dana and Nina. Welcome. Are you nervous?
Kinda.
Don't be. Easy questions. So we appreciate that you guys are coming, and it's so Pittsburgh, so Western PA, because it turns out you knew Kelly's sister.
Yes.
So coming on was like, oh yeah, I know exactly where that is, right?
Yes. Very comfortable. We're excited to, explain Nina's journey.
Yeah. So tell us, start there. What happened?
So last March, Nina got sick and passed out at school. And so come to find out, she was at Children's Hospital for the week. And after, testings and everything, they had found out she has long QT syndrome of the heart. So it's like electrical defect of the heart, of the arrhythmias. And she has 2 types of the genes that they found out. We had to do a genetic testing between the whole family. So I don't have any of the genes. My son doesn't have any of the genes. My husband has a gene, one of the genes that she has, but nothing ever came of it.
Sure.
So pretty much what long QT syndrome is, like how she passed out, syncopes, or it can be fatal, to cardiac arrest.
Wow.
So Nina is on 3 different medications. She's on beta blockers. She's on a potassium pill. And she's on this other medicine. It's called mexiletine, which brings her QTC level, which needs to be under the 500 mark. And she has great cardiologists at the Children's Hospital. And we also travel to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And her doctor also is Dr. Ackerman, Dr. Michael Ackerman, if you're familiar with him.
I've heard, yeah.
Excellent doctor, excellent team there, excellent hospital. We're actually going back in 2 weeks. So she sees him once a year and then virtually sees him also through video.
Technology, right?
Great. It's awesome.
Crazy.
So he actually specializes in what she has. So we took the trip last year, and we're glad we have another doctor that specializes along with children's. And he upped some medications, got her regular right now where she needed to be, and she's been doing great. She's thriving. She's doing basketball, which she loves, and she wants to start volleyball because she wasn't allowed in between everything to do any sports. We had to put everything on hold, which for a 9-year-old at that time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
So
what
when-
a difference a year and a half makes,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Oh my gosh.
So when you were presented with the Zack pack, how did that happen?
So Nina got the Zack pack in the hospital. You want to explain a little bit what was in it?
I had shampoo and conditioner and toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant and a hairbrush, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good stuff, right?
What's interesting is that we know that, what's interesting is we know that a lot of the Zack pack recipients are babies. Like they don't recognize that it's the parents. So Nina, when you saw that, was that kind of wow, where did that come from?
Like a pick-me-up.
Was that cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was excited about it. And
well, all girls love shampoo and conditioner, right? And it's very important that we know what it smells like and what it's going to do for our hair, especially when you're in the hospital and you're feeling kind of crappy and you have that little difference maker, right? That just kind of is a...
And it had body wash also,
Wow.
Suave. She loved Suave.
There you go.
So, it was a little pick-me-up for her, and she loved it,
It came with a journal or something.
Came with a journal she's going to show.
Yeah.
Oh,
the journal,
Rob
as we
Vince's
know,
favorite
Rob,
part.
who helped us create the Zack pack. That was one of his big things, was to make sure the journal was in there. Cool.
Did you like having a journal in particular?
Yes.
Do you write in it?
Not really.
No. But it's a reminder of coming through, right? Oh, I love that. That is so
super
special.
cool.
Seriously, I don't know if you realize that when someone starts something like the Vinces did, seeing people who are actually taking advantage really makes a difference. That's awesome.
No doubt about it.
And
Good.
she also, you want to let them know about, she volunteered at school.
Okay.
She helps the kids and the teachers at school now that she understands what the Zack pack is. They stuff all the bags.
Oh,
So
they're part of the initiative. Oh my gosh.
So she's paying it back.
I love that. Is that something you wanted to do? Is that something where you pinch your friends and you're like, you're helping me with this? kinda.
Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out on the porch here. It's cool to even know Kelly. It's cool to Zachary's mission. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And, whatever you could do to help Zachary's mission, you can see here Nina and Dana are all about it. Yes. And right now we're going to pitch out to Mitch Minute for this week he's doing a little Crohn's disease walk.
We're talking about all kinds of health things. Stay with us on YaJagOff Late Night.
Well, we were helicopter skiing, and I jumped out of the helicopter and landed upside down. No, that's not how I broke my arm. I was skiing at Seven Springs, and my skis stopped, and I kept going. And what are we going to do in Pittsburgh in the summer? So why not ask your local attorney? We like to go down to the Point, look at the fountain, Three Rivers Arts Festival, walk around, bike, hike. We talked about that. Kennywood's open. We like to go to PNC Park and see the Pirate game. We just like to get out and do stuff. If you when you're not working, you want to get out and just relax and enjoy. And Picklesburg's fun, just because you can have a beer that tastes like a pickle. Like there's the Greek food festivals; those are great. Everybody likes those. There's one in Oakmont and the one in Oakland, but there's also another one. Yeah, everybody likes baklava, right? They didn't want to give him the money, but I got it. It cost me an arm. Cost them an arm and a leg.
It's John and Rachel. Welcome back. YaJagOff Late Night. We are poolside. It is gorgeous outside, and we are celebrating the People's Gas Zachary's Mission porch tours. And we love these. This is the epitome of summer. It means that it's summertime whenever we're celebrating this. So we really try to choose our guests accordingly because there's just so many great Pittsburgh stories. But this one has resonated with us for years now. It's one of those, we had these two guys, Max and Shane, and we just kept hearing them as Max and Shane, Max and Shane. What is Max and Shane? Well, what is Max and Shane turned into obsessions with us, right? We literally follow everything that they're doing, but we know them well because they participated in our parade.
Yeah.
John, do you remember our parade at Christmas time?
Of course I remember.
I remember. That
I
was
wasn't
amazing.
sure what you were
They
pitching today.
did that, which was amazing, and ever since we've just seen all the community work that they do, and I didn't mean to get in your face. Shane Pilsner, welcome to YaJagOff.
Hi.
It's so good to see you on this sunny day.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, and
Even with
so
my
you're
painted
working on
sunglasses.
8 million things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
Give us a little bit of background because you were telling me since 2020 you've really been going solid, right?
Yeah, so Max and I, actually, we'll get into it in a minute, but there's a small organization that I helped start with Caitlin Bruce and Oreen Cohen called Hiccup, which is Hemispheric Conversations Urban Art Project. And now we have Emma Riva and Max Gonzalez. That's also huge parts of it. Like our team is small, but we try to do big things. And we bring in artists from like Spanish-speaking countries like Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Spain, and also from Chicago. And coincidentally, Max is, Mexican-American from Chicago, from the Pilsen neighborhood. And so when he saw that we were doing all these events and stuff in 2018, he was like, yo, is this a joke? Because this is actually me and my life. It's like graffiti artists and street artists.
Right.
And so we brought him on, and then he planned and put together a couple of events for Hiccup back then and totally saved the day. And now he's literally the reason why he's not here with us now is because he's installing this huge group show that we're doing at Mixtape, which actually opens on Friday, which I can explain more about.
Yeah. Before you get to that, just talk about, Pittsburghers are very old school, right? And so it seems now, though, after talking to you guys, how accepting Pittsburgh is to this art. In the past, we couldn't wait to see on the news who got arrested for spray painting this thing or whatever, right?
To see
the old.
It is a little thrilling, right?
I guess, right.
Yeah. So, people were like, oh, they painted that. Yeah, they should pay. But now we understand we should pay in a different way. We should pay you guys to entertain us with your art. So it's completely flipped, what seems odd for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's interesting. I grew up on the West Coast. I moved out here. I came out to visit in 2003. All my friends here were graffiti writers, so I came out to paint graffiti. And I moved out here in the beginning of 2004 in February. And by April, I actually was arrested for painting graffiti. So I ended up staying in Pittsburgh for much longer. And I had I've been here
You had
ever since.
accommodations.
20 years ago this year. So, but I ended up having community service, and I ended up working with some nonprofits. But one of the things that was always appealing to me about Pittsburgh in general, and just the people I knew, were the people. Like I always felt like Pittsburgh people were very real. They were very accommodating and loving regardless. But then there was like the other side of it, like where, my friends and I all did graffiti and everybody hated that in the public. So it was like they knew us as people and they're like, we love you guys. We just hate everything you do,
Right,
So
sure.
it was definitely a long evolution of, because graffiti as an art form has been accepted and celebrated worldwide for decades. And then so in Pittsburgh, it was, there was always people, even now when we're painting murals on the street, people will come up and people will come up and ask us like, oh, do you guys know Mook? Do you know so-and-so? Like the, the famous graffiti writers that they know.
Yeah.
I'll just hold
Here
this.
one.
Yeah, hold it. It's good.
And,
Hug it.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's not Max.
I know. Max got so green. Max, I feel like loves this painting because he called it She-Hulk, but I don't think he likes anything related to Marvel. So I think it was a
really?
low-key diss. Yeah,
That's funny.
But long story short, I feel like in the 15, 16, there was a lot of street artists, myself included, that were doing a lot of public events. I started the graffiti arts program at Cary Furnace and Rivers of Steel in 2013 with Ron Bariff, and then it evolved with Chris McGinnis and all the team over there. And that,
That's
all
huge
these,
in itself.
Yeah. And all of these
crazy.
things, go back even further, like 2008, I worked with Email Akiva to work on a nonprofit that he started called Hip Hop on Lock.
Okay.
And we were doing
wow.
I was doing graffiti classes with impoverished youth all over the city, and he had like a high-end professional recording studio, so kids would come in, learn all about the recording industry. They'd all get different roles, and and he'd bring in the quote-unquote 4 elements of hip-hop, which were graffiti, breakdancing, DJing, and MCing. So he'd have different established artists in those realms come in and work with the kids. So I was like the graffiti element, but also the graphic design element. So I'd work with kids even as, so it's been like 15, 16 years.
You're such a pioneer because, go ahead. No, go ahead. Because who knew that this is something that you could make a career of? We joke all the time, like, I went to school for journalism. When I went to school, you literally chose broadcast or print.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's, fashion and sports writing and this and this. Yours is even more indicative of do what you love, right?
Yeah,
figure it out and pioneer that.
And just being super stubborn and, persevering.
Yes.
Yeah. I honestly, working with Max and having somebody else that's of a similar caliber of hunger and skill and trying to build up and community involvement and
yes.
because he was already doing so many classes and worked with the Carnegie libraries, and he developed an entire curriculum on his own. So it was all the things that I was bringing to the table, he was also bringing. So it was having a force to be reckoned with, essentially, as far as education, art, and all this combined was really the first time it really became successful for me, after trying to do it for 20 years. So
I think it's so great that people understand that there's depth to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
This is, this isn't just defacing things. This is creating art. As a matter of fact, the coolest thing was we're doing a thing called the Shindig in Butler County.
Okay.
And it's at the Union Brothers. It's in
Yes.
August, right?
Yeah.
And we go up there, and Rachel's like, I think this must be their artwork. And so the whole bar, you guys created this incredibly looking inside of this bar and the outside, because we saw you tagged on the trailer outside.
Yeah.
How cool is that? If someone wants to get a hold of you to do a project, how do they even do that?
So real quick about Union Brothers. So
Yeah.
that was actually the first project that, technically, the first project that Max and I really painted together. He was already doing stuff with them in 2020, and the pandemic shut everything down. I had all these projects that were lined up, and they just all evaporated. And Max gave me a call and was like, do you want to paint a couple of small murals for cash? And I was like, yes, please. I need some kind of income right now. And so he really threw me a bone, and it helped. It really kickstarted everything, and that was at their other location. So we painted that whole spot, and then we've been working with him for years. So when he got that VFW or whatever with Moose Hall or something, so when he got that, he instantly called us, and so we painted
the whole
inside,
place.
outside, everything.
Live in La Vida. You missed
And-
it. Live in La Vida Loca. You
Live
gotta
in La
check.
Vida
You gotta
Loca.
use your microphone.
But to actually answer your question, so almost all of our stuff is from referrals. Like we've done almost no advertising.
Right.
I've been here for so many years, and I did a ton of stuff with people at the Shadow Lounge and like in at Spirit Lounge, like all these different small organizations over the years. So like my network is large. Max is out there every day. He lives in Garfield, so he's like Bantha T-Bar is essentially his office. So he's networking all kinds. So we are constantly out in the communities doing stuff. So really that's like how we get more
It's a grind,
connections.
right?
Yeah. And also people find us on our website, which is dowhatwelove.com, and then Instagram. Mine's Out After Dark. Max's is Good Boy Jim's.
Nice. Now we have the you've been on the podcast. Wait, no, we had you on the radio show, never on a podcast before, right?
No, I mean he was part of the parade, but
right.
so
You
different.
guys had us on
we always have a
KKA
We
too.
did.
Yeah,
question
that was
of the
amazing.
day, and just so you're forced to answer this, otherwise Rachel throws you in the pool.
Oh,
but it's
which might be a good thing
sponsored by
anyway.
People's
Right,
Gas,
hot.
so it has to be a P word. So right now, porch. If you had to pick a porch for your house, only one, would you want a back porch or a front porch, and why?
Dude, I want either.
I guess at
just
my
want a
place, my girlfriend has a small house in Wilkinsburg. I would definitely say a back porch because the front just faces every other house on the street.
okay.
So
Okay.
whereas the back area is like, I smoke cigarettes, so I go back there and like hide. And there's honestly there's plenty of houses around us, but nobody's ever in the backyards. Like no one has fences back there, so you just it's like I feel like a Disney princess in my backyard because there's like little deer. We had a rabbit that was living underneath our deck. I have a groundhog. Like people hate groundhogs, but and we also have been looking for different plants that deer won't eat, and I was because she bought all these flowers, and then like 3 days later they're all gone. And so I was telling her, I was like, maybe we should get plants for the deer and plants for us.
It's a deer buffet.
Yeah. We gotta hook them up. I want them there.
Hysterical.
I want to.
Shane, tell us where else after June 7th. Where can people find what's going on? We'll talk June 7th off camera.
Okay.
But talk to us about what else is going on in June that they can find you.
So June 7th is big. That's at Mixtape. That is like our large group event that we're doing. And then literally the next day at Yinz Coffee, we're doing June 8th, which is 5 to 8:30. It's called Corpses and Totems, which is a group show that's all exquisite corpse pieces. So it's artists.
wow.
So it's like a piece is divided into 3. You like fold it over, so like someone draws like the head, then someone else draws the body.
I love
without
that
seeing
activity.
That's
Yes.
cool.
So we have all these different pieces, and then there's also the pieces that I have behind me are also going to be in that as like a, each artist has their own personal artwork in there as well. So that's like the 8th, which is literally the next day. And there's tons of other stuff. We have like more events, another first Friday in July at Mixtape. One of the things with that event though, we're trying to do, like I was mentioning Shadow Lounge, which was like a major, in my mind, a major venue for music, but also like a central location for hip hop in Pittsburgh, which was not really, there wasn't a lot of places back in the, early 2000s, mid 2000s for any of that. It was like, you had like Station Square,
right?
Like some clubs like Diesel or something in the south
Yeah,
side. Yeah, which was not like a
I trump your
underground
Diesel
hip-hop.
with a Donzies.
Yeah. So, yeah, Shadow was like incredible. That's like where I met so many amazing people that I still have in my life today, and that's like what we're doing. It's called Remix Tape, Shadow style, which is like paying homage to a lot of the Shadow Lounge era. We're bringing in DJs, MCs, hopefully some of the events. Like I did flyers and logo design for Rhyme Calisthenics, which was like James Armstead Brown and Stretch Armstrong. Stretch, yeah, and they had this like wheel that MCs would spin the wheel, would have all these random things on it, and then they'd have to like rap
Nice.
about like
Nice.
freestyle
Like
about
freestyle,
what was
yeah.
on the wheel. It was dope.
I love that.
Shane, if
Yeah.
people want to follow again, so we know all the places you're going, how they can participate, what's the website again?
DoWhatWeLove.com, and then Instagram is like where we really publish like most of our stuff and put it in our stories. So it's Out After Dark.
Nice.
And Good Boy Jim's.
We are going to talk dumplings, as my grandmother would say, dumplings, next on YaJagOff Late Night.
Hey, mister, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing your screens.
Why?
Because the other ones are kind of old.
After 40 years in business, ScreenMobile has seen it all. From simple window and door screens to 3-season rooms, motorized screens, and more. ScreenMobile is here to help.
Why is the sky blue? Why do birds put their nests so high up?
Our team of professional technicians is ready to answer your questions. Well, most of them. And help you find the best screen solution for your home or workplace. ScreenMobile. You call, we screen.
PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city, we provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com.
It's John and Rachel, YaJagOff Late Night, and we are back at Porch Tour number 1 for Zachary's Mission. First time ever at a podcast that someone said, "Who put the cupcake in the pool?"
Yes,
and
it was Bella.
It was, but it wasn't a cupcake. It was a poop emoji.
It's a poop emoji.
Did anybody
Yeah.
clarify that yet?
Yeah.
The good news, it wasn't really poop.
But I think even better, I was just accused of being a mom because we're finally getting the chance to talk to Pittsburgh Dumplingz. We've talked to him obviously on the radio. We've talked to him through Sweetwater Center for the Arts, but we never met in person, and we were so stoked to have him come on. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
But the exciting part is that you said, "Oh man, I forgot my gauges," and I said, "Oh, thank God you didn't put them in." But then I was saying while you opened, I'm not being judgy, I just hate them. And we decided that's a mom answer, so sorry about that. But now that you know all the behind the scenes, we get to chat with you about, you are a food sensation in Pittsburgh now, and we're so happy and proud of you.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate you saying I'm a food sensation because I just feel like I'm just working real hard.
Yeah, you are, and that's the
And we
beauty of it all,
love that
right?
aspect of it all. Now, just so you know, in case I go into Pittsburghese, it's because of my grandmother who called them dumplings.
That's okay.
Dumplings. You know,
That's
so
okay.
So, well, how did all this start? Were dumplings part of your life, you know, or you were trying to recreate an older version?
So
How does it go?
So dumplings, not really a part of my life, but
Okay.
we did like grow up eating like, my family did grow up eating like Chinese food. It's just like our like snack to go to.
Oh, I
it's
get it.
always been cheap. Like it's always
Okay.
been cheap. And then I had a chance to like work at like a restaurant where I got to learn like some of the folds, and then worked for like 5 years there. And then after that, I kind of did my own thing. After that, after Ironborn, actually, I worked at Ironborn too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, right.
So I worked at Ironborn too, and then after I worked at Ironborn, I kind of took the craft that I learned at P.F. Chang's and just made it my own. So now like there's folds that I do that like you don't normally see. So I'm always trying to like recreate a different.
Wait
fold.
a minute. No, I didn't realize there were folds and they're artistic. I mean, is this like the barista that creates graphics
something like that.
in
Yeah.
the top of the coffee? The folds can be part of the art?
Yep, absolutely, yeah. So that's kind of like the part of like how we tell the difference between a lot of them. Like we have 3 different folds. We have more than 3 different folds. So there's probably over 30 different folds you can probably do.
Stop it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I never knew that.
It's just, and they're all variations of like this fold or that fold. It's just how you treat it, how you look at it.
And really, dumplings could be, pierogies.
Yeah.
There's always the question,
Mhm.
pierogi.
Right.
What's the difference between a pierogi and a ravioli, right?
Right.
Like that. Huge. No, I know. Did you see the side eye? First the gauges.
He was like, "I'm
now
going to
the
throw
side
you
eye."
in the pool with the poop emoji."
Yeah, for sure. No, but I mean that's a typical Pittsburgh thing, and those are 2 foods that my family in particular make.
Yeah.
So I think it becomes a cultural thing of how the dumpling sort of fits into a certain grouping,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, because there's even like there's one that I'm trying to do. It's called King Kali.
Okay.
It's a from Georgia. It's a Georgian dumpling.
Okay.
But it's like more like a soup dumpling. It's a little bit bigger. People at Soul Pasta kind of told me about it. I wanted to have it for my pop-up today at Back Alley, but I don't. So, but I got a whole bunch of other good stuff. Yeah.
Wait, and what's it, is it filled with? Liquid?
It's filled with
I don't know.
lamb.
It sounds stupid. But
It's filled with lamb.
Okay.
Or they do like chicken, but then it has like broth in it, so
Broth
it's
in
similar
it,
to
yeah.
a soup dumpling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's called King Kali. It's a little bit bigger too, actually.
I
Yeah.
never had a soup dumpling until I went to New York City to visit
Oh.
my son, and then like, wait, oh, don't break that open, as you're standing there trying to eat it.
Did you burn yourself?
I did not burn myself.
Good.
Thank God he
Good.
kind of protected me from myself as he does when I ask him questions about my iPhone.
That is a true story. That is a true story. And this is sort of a basic and like, I hate the cliche questions, but as you gave a little bit of your history, is that not what builds you, right? So did you ever think when you were working at these other locations, like eventually I'm going to do my own thing and become known in this city for dumplings? I mean, truly, who knew, right? This is so entrepreneurial.
Yeah, I'm still trying to like wrap my hand around that part.
Yeah.
Just to be able to start a business and just be recognized and to like what I'm doing as just being different and still being authentic, like that's the part I appreciate a lot of.
Yeah.
What is
Sure.
Yeah.
And it is authentic.
What's authentic about the, or do I say dough or the wrap or what?
John, there's
what's the
30 different
like
foods.
as far as what it's made of, right?
Yeah,
because
so,
it's
like-
different than we were talking about ravioli and pierogi.
Yes,
It's different.
yes. So my wrappers are mainly flour water or flour water egg.
Okay.
Salt. Typically, like the egg wrappers normally get fried.
Okay.
Sometimes you could use them for like steam too, but they fry a little bit better.
Okay.
Because the egg gives it that like texture you want.
I got it.
Like you
Okay.
can fry a flour one too. It's just going to turn out a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it just seems like there's something unique about that particular. It's lighter.
Mhm.
It's thinner.
It's
than-
definitely thinner.
Yes.
I can tell you're hungry because you're going really
well,
deep
dude,
into this whole.
I'm trying to suck up to him. I'm going to be pulling up to that.
You
truck
heard
at
he had
some
stuff
point.
in his car.
Right.
That's the bottom
I'll
line.
trade you a YaJagOff hat for a dumpling.
He's not kidding. It's like what's the Adam Sandler movie? Oh God, it's the 80s one, and she pays him in meatballs. That's
Yes.
going to be John. I can't think of it. It's one of my favorites. What the Wedding Singer?
It's
Thank
The
you to
Wedding
Monica.
Singer?
Yeah, not 50 First Dates, which is also one of my
was
favorite
from
Adam
the
Sandler
80s?
movies.
No, that's
It's
what's
in the 80s.
Oh,
yeah, it takes place in the 80s.
Okay.
He teaches
I
piano
remember
lessons
now.
for
Okay.
meatballs.
The
So
mullet.
John will teach you podcast lessons.
For
There's
food.
got to be some kind of interaction. Yeah.
I'll
However
trade
it
for
works.
food. I'll trade for food.
So for people who don't know, I mean, and obviously your real name Eric White, but Pittsburgh Dumplingz, you're popping up, right? These are
Yeah.
pop-ups that are happening throughout the city.
Yes.
How is that going? You're super busy this summer.
Good, actually. I have, like I said, I have Back Alley Brewing today. I got tomorrow. I think I have another one. Oh, Leaning Cast tomorrow.
We were just there.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
Leaning Casts tomorrow, and then next week I have pop-ups Tuesday through Saturday, I believe. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I'm busy.
That's great. So what does busy mean? Like at night, you're making a bunch of dumplings for the next day, or do you take one day and kind of make a bunch of dumplings for the week?
Oh, so we make our dumplings 4 or 5 days out of the week,
Okay.
sometimes 3.
Wow.
But like we make enough to get us through, and then we
got you.
provide we still provide 3 restaurants now too. So on top of that, so Trust Brewing sells our chicken shishito.
Is that you just swore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Hidden Harbor has our coconut chicken, our
Oh.
spicy mushroom and black bean, and Ritual House. We just do their recipes, but it's their pork dumpling.
Oh, you just bought some stuff there last night.
Shrimp. Their shrimp dumplings, and their what's the other one? The wasabi edamame.
Oh my God, we love
Yeah.
edamame.
And I love wasabi. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
We need to go
All right,
there.
we're following you home. The creepy car behind you.
It's not us. Don't
Just
worry.
make sure when you go in there, you say hi to Chef Ed if you go to
Okay.
Ritual
Yeah.
House.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
a shout out to the team. Who all's on the team?
Oh, on my team?
Yep.
Oh, so Amber, Pam, Amber, thank you for training me. as a sous chef.
Right.
And Pam, I've just known Pam. She's just been she was a host at P.F. Chang's. She was a cook at P.F. Now she's a cook. She used to do prep. She's like a jack of all trades.
Okay.
That's it. That's the entrepreneurial spirit, right?
Yeah.
It's
She's
how
literally a
things
jack
are
of all
made.
trades. Honestly, but without my mom, I wouldn't be here without my
mom.
See, all the mom jokes
Gotta
aside.
shout out to my mom.
There you go. Nice. All right. So
we
one
need to
more
have
time.
him at a JagOff event
No
where
question.
you just pop
one
up
more
and do
time.
this.
The
We'll make this
website.
happen.
How do they get a hold of you?
Right now, through my Instagram is probably the best because I'm just so busy right now.
Okay.
I slowed down on packaging them frozen just because like I have so many pop-ups.
Okay.
And the 3 restaurants. So
Okay.
I slowed down on that end a little bit. But yeah, go to my website, pghdumplings.com, or go to my Instagram, pghdumplings.
And it's with a Z, just so you know if you're not watching. Yeah.
And I always post my schedule, and you can see where I'm at. I'll be
Nice.
posting my next schedule probably Monday for the next week.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey, Pittsburgh Worsh, we need a dumpling soap.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Look, you just made a good connection.
There you go.
I love
All
it.
right. So our question of the day, sponsored by People's Gas, is you have a porch. You can only have one. Back or front? What
And
would you
why?
like?
And what would make you pick that one? I loved Shane Pilster's, I got to say. I'm giving you time to think. Shane's was hysterical that you can go in the backyard
Yeah.
and just kind of do whatever you want. So what is your answer, Pittsburgh Dumplings?
I think I would go front porch.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you're
like,
Nebby?
You know what? I used to give my grandma a hard time about her blinds.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The little corner that's open. Yeah, I used to give her a hard time for that. But no, I would probably go front porch because I like to sit on the front porch, but I also like to say hi to people.
Yeah.
Because like when you work in the kitchen, you don't get
That's
that
it.
opportunity.
Sure. You like to talk.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, let's get these orders out as fast as possible. Like, that's pretty much what it is.
It is so much fun to have you on the podcast. We have to
yeah.
do more things together.
For sure.
And eat.
absolutely.
And eat.
And you realize he's sucking up, right?
This is John and Rachel, YaJagOff Late Night. Who's next?
We got musician Aris Paul coming back, and it is an acoustic set with just him. Stay with us, YaJagOff Late Night.
I've been thinking that Rorik Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rorik Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rorik, I bought it at Rorik. Picked up my new car at Rorik Automotive. I got friends at Rorik Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
Welcome to Fanatic. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permani's. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
YaJagOff Late Night. We are here at People's Porch. People's Gas Porch stop number 1 for Zachary's mission. Aris Paul, you look so cool in the hot sun here. I will tell you that if you're listening on the radio, make sure you go look at the video because you look. You look
I don't
cool.
feel cool. I'm dying up
you got
here.
the California cycle cup shades.
It's like a Tony Soprano kind of.
There
Yeah.
And you definitely have a different look because did you hear what I said to him? I was like, I don't know this guy, but I'm sure he'll help you. He's like, you know me. His look has changed.
That's a John move. Do you know that? I actually knew who you were when we came in. That's so funny.
We followed you
Hey,
for
it's John
4
Rachel, yeah.
years.
Yeah,
4
so
years.
it's us. So we last talked to you at Liberty Pole in Washington County. And
Before the world shut down.
We were like, right. And so now here you are. Tell us all about Aris Paul and the Aris Paul Band in 90 seconds. Go.
90. Okay, well, let's start with COVID. When we were on with you guys last, when the world shut down,
Are you blaming us?
No. Well,
maybe.
I don't know. These
Jag
events
move.
line up. You see, we had a new album out. We had some awards. We had a cross country tour planned, and then it took like a year to plan, and then it took one afternoon to cancel.
Yes.
Once COVID, we actually the night before we were playing with Raylan Nelson Band, which is Willie Nelson's granddaughter, up at Liveberg, which is a really cool.
We've been there.
Then you know Chris, and it's such a
Chris
cool
Leia.
space.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it's funny. We had this massive party. I guess back then you'd call it a super spreader event. We didn't know. And then a day later, the world shut down. So that was it. But 4 years later, we started a new album. And we're going to try to do it all over again.
I love that.
Older and none the wiser.
That's it. And as far as performing, I mean, obviously a lot changes in a year, let alone 4 years. The scene for music has changed drastically. Are you loving the vibe where you can go to a coffee shop, a small bar, just an establishment to hang out and literally bring a couple instruments and you're performing with a crowd?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it's so Nashville. We're getting there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing that in Pittsburgh. The visual artists,
yes.
Everyone, all the different culinary artists. And then musicians. I mean, yeah, you can't walk down the streets in Millville, Lawrenceville, Southside without running into someone giving their art to the public, and it's so cool to see.
It is so cool to see. I love that. As far as music is concerned, I know John always asks this question. I know we asked you this before, but for writing,
yes.
Do you still go about it similarly? Are you the guy who's like, I have this melody in my head, or is it the lyrics?
So it's the lyrics, but I'm old school. It's the concept. So I do concept albums. And I'm trying to get back into. One of my friends told me the other day, he was talking about Beyonce's new album, how it has skits and everything.
Sure.
And I was like, that's right. Like, we're getting back to, like, if you can have a pop artist like that getting people excited about an album again, listening through something, not just a single. I love to see that. So that's what we're doing. We I don't know if this was shaped by COVID or not, but we did a mob rock opera.
Yes.
So that would explain the Tony Soprano
I love it.
thing I got going on.
It's you, dude.
Yeah, it feels like me.
It's
yeah.
you. We want to hear this song, but before we do that, where can everybody find you, follow you, all that good stuff so that they know more about the Aris Paul Band?
So it's the same for any struggling DIY artist. You can find us everywhere. I can't think of a place that we're not on. SoundCloud, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music. We like to joke Farmers Only and Christian Mingle probably. Who knows? Who knows at this point where it's gotten out to, but if you can find it, I promise we can get it to you.
And your handles are Aris Paul Band, right?
Yep, across the board. Luckily, that wasn't taken.
That was, I remember, yes.
Yeah, with an A, not an E. And
yes.
Right, it's your Aris tour is a little bit different.
Little different.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so
correct.
Our question of the day from People's Gas is: you can only have one porch. Do you want a front one or a back one, and why?
Front porch, back porch.
Oh, I'm gonna go back porch.
Okay.
I don't know. Front porch is good for socializing, but I don't know. Sometimes I like just hanging out by myself and just, unplugging from the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
All
where
right.
you write. We'll pretend.
Yeah, there
That's
we
where you
go.
write.
Ready to do a song?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're going to come right back, and Aris Paul will take us home with a song.
Welcome to Flanagan. I take your orders.
You need a tap in?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
I've been thinking that Rorick Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rory! Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rorick, I bought it at Rorick. Picked up my new car at Rorick Automotive. I got friends at Rorick Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
Hey, this is Aris of the Aris Paul Band. This song is called The Saboteur off our new album, Tracksuit Formal. Hope you guys like it.
That I don't ever want to hear. Call late last night from a friend of ours, they want you to disappear. Don't be quick, you know that I don't take any joy. Today's problem is once one of the boys called me the saboteur. The truth is I got no choice. I don't care who you think you know. Oh, don't you dare ever let it out. You've all seen the movies, loose ends gotta get taken care of somehow. Mistakes get made, you know I can't be naive. At the drop of a hat, they'll be coming after me. Oh, it's a short life for a long life, yeah, the obscurity. Criminal repetition, well, it comes and it goes, and I say, long time I say, new fellows call me a saboteur. My life is rigged to say, my life is rigged to blow. You won't even hear it coming.
Hey. Thank you. Aris Paul Band, ARIS. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.